For this video, I'm wearing a Kings hat and an Islanders jersey, so I will be playing the role of Hubie McDonough. Look him up. Do it. So, yeah. Top 10s. I was asked to do this one as well, and I thought about it yesterday. So all these videos I'm doing this morning are based on ideas I had last night while I was at work. I thought, you know what? Let's get this done before the season starts, and then people can start arguing with me and get it over with. Now, ranking top 4 defensemen is tough. It's much like doing the top 2 centers, top 2 goalies. There's a lot of variables in there. And how much weight do you put in the fact that they might have a horse on the blue line, like an Erik Karlsson, Victor Hedman? And I had to kind of look at the top 4 and say, okay, but how is the top 4? And then rank that way. So top 4 defense in the NHL, top 10. Honorable mention, Chicago Blackhawks, who almost got in here, but Kempny still projects as probably being in their top 4. Connor Murphy may actually be an upgrade for them off Hjalmarsson, but we don't know yet. We don't know how Murphy's going to play in Chicago, and it's kind of hard to project out. So, and St. Louis, an honorable mention as well. The defense played great in the playoffs, and yeah. And Vancouver, honorable mention, which is kind of funny, but if it wasn't for Edler being the number 1 guy, really the where the Canucks are lacking is that star power on the blue line and in net. Where would we have got star power in net? Oh, it doesn't matter. We haven't had any for a while. But that being said, here are the top 10 top 4s. In my eyes, my opinion only. Number 10, I wanted to put these guys higher, but Carolina was Slavin, Pesce, Hanifin, and Falk. Slipped to number 10 only because of youth and inexperience. And when a defense is youthful and relatively inexperienced, we'll see how that turns out. But they're number 10. Number 9, and it's a defense that was pretty badly slagged not long ago, the Rangers. McDonough, Shattenkirk, Shea, and Smith. Brendan Smith, Shea, and Shattenkirk are all guys that, as recently as 12 months ago, we would have been talking about on the blue line for the Rangers. Complete makeovers done. Jeff Gorton gets complete marks and props for that. Number 8, Columbus, with Werenski, Seth Jones, Jack Johnson, and David Savard. That's right, Jack Johnson, who a year ago I was talking about what a horrible defenseman he was, and yet he proves me and everybody else wrong. Number 7. This is tough because injuries are ravaging this team right now on the blue line. Lindholm, Vatanen, Fowler, and Manson for Anaheim. And of course, Lindholm and Vatanen are both hurt. So that doesn't help. But still, when everybody's at full health, that's a pretty damn good defense, whether you like the Ducks or you don't. Number 6, Pittsburgh. Dumoulin, Letang, Mata, and Schultz. Mata's the one that makes me kind of nervous. That's the only reason these guys aren't in the top 5. If Pouliot had developed the way he was supposed to, this would be probably the best top 4 in the league. Because he'd be right in there, and he's not. So we are into the top 5. At number 5, and this was tough, is Forbort, Doughty, Muzzin, and Martinez of these guys, the Kings. Forbort's another one that last year I was like, oh, Forbort. No. Actually played very, very well. This is a solid defense. This is one of the best in the league, and it's one of those reasons that I don't think the Kings are dead yet. There's a lot of people writing them off and saying, oh, well, they're done. It's over. They're slow. I don't think so. I don't think they're dead yet. Might be on life support in terms of Stanley Cup, any aspirations at all, but we'll see. Number 4, San Jose. Martin, Burns, Vlasic, and Braun. Martin kind of long in the tooth and makes me somewhat nervous, but the other 3 are really quite good. And I say that as somebody that is not a fan of this California team. In fact, all 3 California teams who were in the bottom of my favorite teams all on this countdown. Number 3. Yeah, number 3. It's hard to believe, but it's Calgary. So if you're upset because Calgary wasn't in the top 10 centers list video I did earlier, hey, here you go. Giordano, Hamilton, Brody, and Hamonic. Dougie Hot Mike Hamilton. Travis Hamonic, who's now got that Western Canadian team he wanted a little over a year ago. Brody and Giordano are there as well. This is a damn good top 4. This is one of the reasons why when people say, oh, Calgary's not a contender, I think, well, they may not be getting all the press, but Calgary is still capable of putting something together. Now, they've got some mental hurdles to overcome in the postseason, but they should get there, and that's impressive. Number 2. This was tough. Minnesota. Suter, Spurgeon, Brodin, and Dumba. I can't believe this 4 is still together. I really can't. Vegas didn't end up getting any of these guys. Scandella's out, but it's not a big deal. Look at that top 4. That's a damn good top 4. Suter sort of lagged towards the end of the season, but he was fantastic that first 50, 60 games. And Jonas Brodin has really emerged, and Dumba looks like he's a keeper too. So, and no slagging Spurgeon. So number 1, no surprise to anyone, Josi, Ellis, Ekholm, and Subban of the Nashville Predators. There's no weakness there other than the fact Ellis is out for a while. So Ellis's injury definitely knocks them off this chart, but I wasn't going to do the chart based on current injuries because, no. So if you're like, oh, well, the Senators aren't in there because Carlson's hurt. No, I other than Carlson, I'm not a big fan of the defense core for Ottawa. They really need Chabot to come through, not just in the preseason and not just when Carlson's out, but when Carlson comes back, they really need Chabot to be a top producing blue liner, because I like CC. I'm not totally sold on Clayson and some of the other defensemen, so Ottawa didn't get into this list. Let me know who you think belongs on this list. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, and thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.